What does Dr. Stephen Hawking have to do with our February Kid with Courage? First, if you don't know, Hawking was a British theoretical physicist and best-selling author. He was also the subject of a movie not long ago that depicted his battle with ALS and how he eventually relied on a machine and the slightest of movements to speak. That brings us back to Braylin Hiley of Rochester. She's taking on the world with similar technology way younger than Hawking ever did. We think you'll find she's incredibly intelligent too. Is Braylin a kid with courage, and why?
10-year-old Braylin Hiley isn't afraid to speak her mind. When asked if she wanted to be featured on TV,
OMG.
But by now you've noticed Braylin speaks differently than most.
I would say 80% of it is her eye gaze machine now.
That reads her eyes, and she can navigate a computer and has a dwell time on it, so she can select letters or create sentences or pre-made phrases.
Braylin has spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA.
SMA stands for spinal muscle atrophy, and so what that means is the nerves that control the skeletal muscles, especially closer to the body, they deteriorate over time, resulting in progressive weakness.
Dr. Paul Besch is a pediatric pulmonologist at Mayo Clinic. He's been seeing Braylin since she was about 2 years old. There was a time when most kids with the type of SMA Braylin has weren't expected to see their second birthday.
May 13th, 2011 was the first day we learned of spinal muscular atrophy.
Friday the 13th.
Yep, Friday the 13th.
Shannon and Matt Hiley brought home their newborn baby girl, unaware that anything was out of the ordinary. After a couple of months, Braylin had a lot of cold symptoms and even a scare when she turned blue.
One day we went in, the doc wanted to see her, and they did some reflex tests on her, and she had no reflex. And within hours we met with the neurologist, and of course they say don't look it up online, but it could be SMA.
Braylin's family traveled to seek care, to do everything they could for their little girl. They took things day by day, adding a little brother to the mix. And this past December, Braylin celebrated her 10th birthday. As far as treatment goes, Braylin uses machines to do things like breathe, eat, and cough. Her family works very hard to support her positioning. She also takes some relatively new medications that Dr. Besch says can improve life quality and life expectancy in patients. Here's the especially tricky thing about SMA.
All this time, one thing that's not affected at all is the brain, and so they're completely there. They have their full personalities, their full intellect, all that is normal, so these kids are often trapped a little bit in their bodies.
That means that Braylin is mentally just a normal 10-year-old girl. She loves her LOL dolls, YouTube, and
Doing crafts.
She's also plenty busy with school.
She gets in to do her morning meeting every morning at 9 with the rest of her classmates. Her expectations are the same. She does her math, her reading.
She loves to joke around. She, you can definitely, as you get to know her, she has a very strong will.
Who is there?
Pear.
Pear who?
Pair of shoes.
Pair of shoes.
She always just had this happiness about her and this normalcy about her, even though she had this diagnosis.
A kid with sass, yes, but also kindness, being sure to thank us for stopping by. Thank you, Braylin, for being a kid with courage.
Braylin's parents are currently seeking out some help with Braylin's care. If you or someone you know is a nurse and would be interested in learning more, please visit the web version of this story. And as always, if there's a kid with courage you want us to meet, email kidswithcourage@kttc.com.